Dímelo, mi gente. What up? It's your boy Gus back with another VVS podcast. It's the very, very senseless podcast. You already know the drill. This is episode 7. Because every time we've said it wrong every single time. Guys, I'm here joined by my co-host, the one and only, always present, the coveted, asked by no one to keep coming back, yet he keeps on doing this with me. It's my boy, DJ Metal. Can we get a clap in the back? Let's go. And today we are joined potentially by, let's not get crazy and start saying things that we don't know. Don't repeat it. I'm just going to say it one time. We have potentially a permanent producer. It's my other boy. I wish he had a title, but the guy is worthless, just like the other producers behind us. We have Gallo. He has volunteered. He heard our podcast a couple of times. He said, you know what? I can improve on what you guys do. So we are here to take his suggestion. He is my boy since we were kids. It's Gallo the producer.
Follow him at Gallo the producer.
Gallo the producer. He will produce your podcast with a couple of drinks is all he really requires.
It's all he really needs. Yeah. Time is all
so
he
you
has.
guys know the drill. It's 5 trending topics today. We might squeeze in a 6th one.
Maybe.
It's a 10-minute timer. Gallo, you got to put it on your 10-minute timer. I always surprise people. 10-minute timer on there. Just let us know. Give us a signal. You could do one of these. You could do one of
the X don't give it to you.
You do one of whatever one you want. Once it's the 10-minute timer, sometimes we like to run above the 10-minute timer.
And we're going to ignore you.
Yeah, we're going to ignore you. However, it's a 10-minute timer, 5 topics, 10-minute timer, talk about the trending topics. So let's get right into this mother effing podcast. Number 1, hit me with it.
So let me ask you something, though.
Oh, hit me with it.
Do you believe in aliens?
I do believe in aliens. First off, before we get into even the alien talk, because I know where you're going with this, you sick son of a bitch. How was your New Year's? What'd you do?
It was good. I worked. I was on a seafair. Whatever, though.
Yeah.
I like to see the fireworks.
You know what's funny, though? Some people really like, they like talking about what they did in New Year's, and then other people could care less, dog.
It's what I was telling you earlier. Like, when we're talking amongst boys, like, we're not going to be like, how was your New Year's, dog? Like, right now you asked me, and I was like, that's kind of awkward, dog. Like, you never asked me that in your life.
You know what's funny, dog? I've heard, I don't know where the hell I heard it from. Like, what's the cutoff point where you could tell people Happy New Year?
January 7th. Somebody said it was January 7th, and that's it. After January 7th, I don't say it anymore.
Oh, so it's like a week.
Like, at that point, it's offensive. Right, because that's it.
Is that right?
Like, because after a week, your New Year's no longer happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's back to reality. Like, all your resolutions are gone.
Okay.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
get you. Okay.
So it's like, it's a boys thing, though. We don't ask. Like, you never spend your birthday here in Miami. So I've never spent a birthday with you, nor do I ask how your birthday went.
Yeah.
I send you a text, oh yeah, happy birthday, go come pinga.
Yeah.
That's it. And then we move on. You come back and it's like, yo, what's good, dog? Chilling? All right, cool. Let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens.
But that's the thing. Like, I think that's kind of like weird. Unless, like,
It's not weird.
No,
it's
not
weird to ask. Like, that's a girl thing.
Yeah. But it's also like, in essence, and without sounding serious about like the fucking simple ass question that's just asking, yo, how's your day? It doesn't really matter. And I think that like guys, or at least in our relationship, outside of that shit, we only ask ourselves stuff that actually matter. We don't have small talk. We don't small talk, bro.
And that's what girls do.
You think so?
It's
I don't know. Some girls don't.
You've never seen those videos where they're like, "Oh, my husband's gray flag," or whatever the new buzzword for women is on Instagram.
Gray flag? What's the gray flag?
Or the beige flag or whatever. Like, you know how they say red flag?
Right.
No, but it's a beige flag because it's like an innocent red flag, right? That's kind of what that stands for, like a beige flag. And it's like where, let's say, okay, I just got off the phone with you and you broke up with your girl, and I'll tell my girl like, babe, you know, Gus just broke up with his girl. And then she'll have 17 follow-up questions that I would have never thought to ask.
Right.
But also, I could have thought to ask, like, for example, what happened?
Yeah.
Why did they break up? Like, why did you guys break up? Like, are you okay?
Yeah, just give like give like the example of what we were just spoke about, kind of like off camera.
Yeah, what was it again?
What you were just like, oh, like your girl.
Oh, yeah, about how you went to the trip to Australia. So we had a conversation for like an hour and a half, right? And we were talking about a bunch of stuff.
Deep shit.
Yeah, deep
meaningful,
shit.
Meaningful shit,
exactly,
dude. Like, we had a heart to heart. We haven't had one of those in a minute.
Wow. If we would have got another 15, we would have ended up crying.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing, though. Like, I need those every once in a while, even just to like get it out of my system.
Desfojo is what it's called.
Yeah.
So I told my girl, because she was in the kitchen, whatever. She's like, "You guys were on the phone for an hour and a half." I was like, "Yeah, you know, And then I downplay it. Not the fact that we were about to cry on the phone. I downplay it. I'm like, yeah, no, we're just talking about, how it is. And then she's like, oh, how was this trip to Australia? I'm like, I didn't even ask. And then
I was there for 3 weeks.
And I fast forward, And then fast forward to now, and I was like, you know what? In my head, I was like, let me ask him, dog, so I can report back to my girl and be like, babe, I asked. And it worked out the way that I thought that it would. It's, oh yeah, how was Australia? I know it was good though. You know how it is.
It's so irrelevant though. Like in the grand scheme of things,
really
like I feel like as a dude, especially with the boys that you have like a real like connection with. Like it doesn't matter what we're talking about. If it's real, then I want to know about it. If it doesn't, if it's, oh yeah, how's your doing? Like
how was your New Year's? Like right now, I don't even know what to say. I'm like, is this just part of the podcast?
It was
like,
weird.
I was like,
it was weird. I'm never gonna ask.
But
you
it was
again.
a good example of like, let's show my awkward face again. And that's what happens in real life, dog. It's like, oh, how was your New Year's, dog? Like, what do you mean? How was my New Year's,
bro?
Dog? Like,
don't be so intrusive.
Exactly, dog. Exactly how it feels, dog. No,
who gives a flying fuck how your New Year's was? Honestly, dog. Topic number 1.
Gallo, how was your New Year's, dog?
Gallo, how was you? Talking to the microphone.
It was awful.
Cool, man. So that's it, and that's the bottom line, dog. Topic number 1.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the topic number 1, even though it was originally supposed to be you, but whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, so I was debating on whether we were going to talk about this or not. And ultimately, I decided, fuck it, let's just do it because it's really funny. It's not actually funny, but it's kind of like what's trending right now. And we've decided to do more relevant trending topics and not edit these things 2 weeks in advance so that they could be really fresh in people's minds. And let me preface what I'm about to say before I say it with the fact that I don't want to get into the political aspect of what I'm about to say. I just merely want to talk about one specific guy's situation. So you put the 10-minute timer. It's already on. So the guy, so as you probably know, there is a bunch of Hasidic Jews that were found in an underground tunnel somewhere in New York City. And again, hold on, wait. Before we get into why these people were there, whatever, I don't care. I don't care about that. The only thing that I found interesting specifically was the tweet of the dude who, if you guys haven't heard the tweet, it is a hilarious guy who's like this super like right-wing dude. Super right-wing dude. And he's talking about it, and they start recapping his tweets. And he starts saying like, yo, guys, I hear Yiddish being spoken underground. And like everyone's like, dude, shut the fuck up. For like a whole year. He brings it up on Twitter, dog. And then he tweets it again, and they're like, there's Jews under me. And no one gives a flying shit. Everyone's like, bro, shut up. Shut up, dog. And then he finally gets validation when the FBI busts through this guy's tunnel. And he tweets out, like, just one tweet. Everyone owes me an apology. Like anyone gives a flying shit. But there was Jews under this whole time. There was Jews under you this whole fucking time, and like you need validation.
Because the thing is,
that's
like
so ridiculous, dog. That's so ridiculous.
People think he's like at the end of the day, nobody cares. But at the same time, it's like okay, like let's leave the crazy be. Right? So you do need validation, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get it.
1,000%. No, but here's the thing. No. Let's be real. If you're chilling at the crib and all of a sudden you hear a bunch of Yiddish under you, dog, and you're like, nah, player, hold on, dog. Hold on. There's actually people under me, dog. And so you're thinking this whole time, there's people under you, and you've been tweeting about it for a whole fucking year, dog. And finally, it becomes true, dog, that there is people under you on some underground Harriet Tubman shit.
Yeah,
like that's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Let me ask you something though. So think, because I just thought about putting myself in that situation. But let me ask you first. What would you do? Because you're a very like you'd rather reason, right? You'd rather be like, no, like there's no way that that's happening, right? There's no Jews underground. Why are you so childish?
juice under
There's
me.
no juice in the ground.
Yeah.
What does that make you laugh so? But like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, because. Yeah, go.
No,
Tell me,
you're
tell
right.
me,
What
tell
you're
me,
saying is
you know?
1,000% right, because I am a very like, if something goes crazy and like everyone has this fucking, like, I am that guy who always gives like, this is the logical explanation for that particular situation. No. But what happens about that? I'm like, look, these are the stats.
You know,
I'm that guy.
You're
I'm
the stats
statistician
guy.
You know what I mean? And so like, if it was happening to me, that shit'll fuck with your head, bro. If I'm chilling in my apartment, let's just say I'm living at my mom's crib in Hialeah, and I hear a bunch of Cubans under me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I have no way to explain it because the guy was like literally like,
You're like, oh yeah, I hear Guajiro being spoken underground.
I hear people under me, dog, and they're like yapping away at whatever it was, dog. Obviously, the first thing that you're gonna think of, dog, is like, what the fuck is actually going on, dog? And you don't know what's going on. So imagine a whole year, and he has several tweets of him saying like, yo, dog, they're speaking Yiddish under me. Like, there are people behind the walls. And everyone's like, bro, shut the actual fuck up, dog. Like, you're crazy, fool. And now, finally, this whole scandal happens, dog.
That's what I'm saying.
And so now he's just like, oh, no, nigga. Now you owe me an apology, dog. Now you owe me an apology. I was right this whole
Everybody
motherfucking
kiss the ring, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn ring,
I
dog.
don't think I've ever had a validating time in my life where I genuinely needed it. In other words, like, I haven't had a situation where I've said, like, oh, dog, like, this is what's gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Actually, ooh,
Okay,
I might.
tell us.
God, I don't
Tell
wanna,
us, tell her.
I don't want to tell the story. All right, we're gonna tell a story without telling the story. And here's the worst part: the person who I'm gonna tell the story about actually listens to this. Yeah, so I'm gonna bounce around the idea. You know what? We don't give a fuck, dog. You know what? Fuck this, dog. No. You're gonna eat this. You know who behind this goddamn thing?
Oh,
Yeah. You're gonna eat this
you know
story.
who.
You know who's gonna eat the story.
Let's get it,
There
dog.
was.
Había una vez.
This is rough, dog. But you know what? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? It's the VVS podcast. Very, very senseless
It makes no
podcast.
sense.
We started doing this thing, and I'm not gonna rag on it too much, but like it was
I'm
one of
gonna
those.
rag on
But it's one of these validation moments. We had this thing that was going around Miami of this particular scam that was happening with people investing and getting certain money back. And like, you would be like, oh, dog, and everybody was into it. If you're from Miami and you've been around Miami for at least 5 years, you understand that everybody was jumping on this trend of this one particular company that was out there that would promise 10% returns every single month. You get your money back whenever you wanted. And quite literally, the moment I heard about it, I was like, oh, this is tremendo Ponzi scheme, fool.
Yeah.
This is, if it's not Bernie Madoff, the Cuban version Gonzalez, it's Bernie Gonzalez.
Bernardo Gonzalez.
Bernardo Gonzalez. I don't know what is, dog. This was 1,000%. And this particular friend of ours that we know, went out there and pitched me this idea as if it were this legit idea. And the first thing I told him, I was like, brother, that is 1,000% a scam. 1,000%
Like, I'm not
a scam.
even guessing.
Yeah, 1,000% a scam. And lo and behold, the shit, you know what I mean? The shit blew up out of hand, and that shit went down as one of the biggest scams in Miami history.
Yeah, it was.
And it was a validating moment for me. It didn't feel good because everyone had to eat shit, and a lot of people lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
However, it got 3 of my friends. 3, not 1. It got my boy, it got another one of my homegirls, and another boy that I worked with, because it seemed real. I'm not saying that.
No, it didn't seem real.
No, it
dog.
didn't seem
Even
real.
me, who I'm dumber than all shit, dog.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, That's
no, it got 3 of my friends, dog.
that's more of like a I told you so kind of thing, because that's logical, dog. Like,
that's homeboy.
No.
saying that
But
there was
here's the
Jews under
thing. You're
him.
right. That's what I'm saying. But okay, but the chances of you saying that's a scam, the chances of actually it being a scam was pretty much 100%.
Yeah.
What are the chances? There's actual like, why would there be Jews under your crib?
Legit.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's almost like paranormal. So like, you're the type of person that if you would hear some like random like bump, like I would be like, yo, what was that? Like, sometimes I'll be in the studio here by myself and I hear like the AC or something. I'm like, nah, dog. That's, you know, like, I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? Like, this, cuckoo, like Orona, everything. But you would be like, nah, dog, that's the AC. It's obviously the AC. It's, you know what I'm saying? But no, but all of a sudden, El cuckoo shows up, dog, and I'm like, ¿qué te dije, dog?
I told you. And there you are, editing by yourself with a cuckoo. outside
This
the
whole
studio.
time, it wasn't the AC, ¿tuviste? Like, that's different than saying, like, oh, yeah, you're an idiot, you got scammed, dog.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a little bit different, but I get the validation point of it, dog.
Yeah.
I mean...
But it's comparable, but it's also not comparable because now there's a bunch of these like conspiracy theories that are going on as to why they had dug up the fucking which I don't know how they did it or how it's even going down or why there was a tunnel underground or whatever it was. But the point is, the whole situation is just wild. Again, without getting too politically.
No, it's crazy. I still like, it was so confusing to me. I still don't know why it happened. I read something about like the Jewish community. These are like some like very radical like Jews.
I think they're Hasidic Jews.
But
from
no, but
Brooklyn.
they're like right. But there's Hasidic Jews. So the president, I don't know who the leader of this thing, right?
You're tiptoeing around this subject.
You know what I mean?
We are ballerina dancing around
the king of the Jews. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Kanye West. Fuck off now.
So he came out and was like, okay, we brought them in from wherever they came from, or right, was what I understood of what he said. And he's like, they're way too radical and they took it to like the extreme. They're extremist. But it's because they wanted to transport and like live in the church or like something crazy is what I understood. My boy said that it was a child trafficking ring. Oh my God. Here's the thing. He's Arab, so I get why he would say something like that.
That's zero credibility, dog. Yeah,
I was literally like, all right,
but
dog.
do we know why they built the tunnel?
No, we don't know. We know. Because at first they said it was like because of COVID, but they built the tunnel like, I don't know, like 6 months ago.
Really?
Quien sabe, dog.
Yeah.
Like, from what I heard, it was just some radical religious stuff, dog. Like
all we know is that we owe homeboy an apology.
Because he's the only winner here, dog.
Because he's been yapping about that shit for a whole year.
All of us are confused. We don't know what's going on.
I remember the first time I heard it, and I'm still confused about it. I don't really know if it's something like I don't know the facts, and I'm just talking shit here, but I'm just like, where are they building the tunnel? Where are they going? But I know that it's the FBI that's involved in it. Maybe we should have done a little bit more research before we do it. But I just wanted to put focus on the tweet itself, which I thought was hilarious.
Have a day, sir. Have a day.
This is your validation
You're on our little tiny podcast.
And you know what? We're sorry.
And I want to be the first to say on behalf of the rest of the world,
we were wrong.
Perdónanos, dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's on me, coach.
That's on me, coach.
That's on me, coach.
Topic number.
I found this really interesting because you don't know a lot about things, right? So I wanted to see how you would react to this. So it's a teacher's Gallo, the 10 minutes, dog. You got the 10 minutes?
Yeah,
or what's your deal, dog? You can talk. It's okay. Like,
no.
You don't have to be a mute, guy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the producer, man.
Yeah,
we're in the
but
back.
you can all like. Why are you whispering?
Yeah,
dog? Like,
Why'd you get your sexy
this guy
voice
sounds
on?
like Car
You know I
96,
gotta
the
get
Power
that.
Love Hour.
DJ.
Hey, this one goes out from Claudia.
This is for my
This
boopy.
next song goes out from Claudia to Rick in jail. Claudia loves you, Rick. Here we go. You ain't gotta say too much.
From the look in your eyes, I can tell you
wanna fuck.
You ain't gotta call me your boo, just as
You know
bad
what's
as you
funny?
want.
When we would go to, for people who don't know what we're talking about, there used to be this thing called Power Love Hour in Miami from 7 to 9 every
Or
single
like,
night.
it was
when we
like
were
7 to 11, something
Yeah,
like that.
something crazy like that. There was a DJ called DJ Def. He would come out and all he would do was love songs, and it was called the Power Love Hour. And you would be able to call and dedicate songs. But here's the crazy part about the whole thing. His voice that he used would be like, "Yo, what's up? This is DJ Def," and like this real, like crazy. But if you hear him, he doesn't have that voice.
No, he
like you would go to a party. I remember going to 90 Degree and going to a party. He's like, "Yo, what's going on? It's DJ Def," and I'm like,
a high pitched voice and shit. Like what, bro? Like,
it had nothing to do with that
give me
voice.
your Power Love Hour voice, dog. I'm used to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it was
that's
good times.
good. You don't have to do that, dog.
Yeah,
you ain't gotta
yeah,
say
you can
too
talk
much,
to-
girl.
yeah.
From the licking your eyes.
I can tell you want to fuck.
You know what? From now on, do the voice,
Yeah,
dog.
do the
Power
voice.
Love Hour voice, dog. It's gonna be you, dog. So here we go. Topic number 2. A teacher's list of the words and phrases banned in class has gone viral. Do you understand what that means?
I hate
he
when you
has
do
a
these.
list of words that are banned from being used in class. The teacher. This is the list, and I'm gonna say the list. I've been debating if to like call out certain words, but I want you to do this organically. I'm gonna say the words, and you stop me if you have any questions, comments, concerns. If you don't know the word, I want to hear your input on this. Ya está sudando.
Oh my God, I'm getting hot.
All right, so the first word is an easy one, bruh. All right, but here's the thing.
You can't say bro.
No, that you can't say bro. Right, okay. So it's not okay. It's not like inappropriate words, right? It's
You just
not
don't
like
wanna say it. Okay,
You just
read the
like I'm
list.
tired of hearing these words because this is what. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, standing on business. All right, number three, ski. Do you know what ski? Like, are you
No,
aware?
I don't know what that means.
You're really not aware at all.
I promise you, I have no idea.
All right. You never heard of Sexy Red?
No.
All right. That's probably the number one hip hop song.
My booty hole brown.
That's another song too. Pound Town.
I've never heard any of this shit. Nigga. I've never heard any of these.
Get on the mic, dude, and do your Power Love Hour.
My pussy pink, my booty hole brown.
That's
excellent.
lovely, dog.
Okay, so Ski dog. Sexy Red is this rapper who's just think like Yin Yang Twins. You remember how crazy it was when they first came out?
Oh, yeah.
She's like
They were
very like
radical.
that, right? Very radical, very like that. So Ski, right?
So she's like a Tokisha, but like English.
Yes, they actually have a song together, which
of
was
course.
awful, and I thought it was actually going to be kind of good, but it was bad. Anyways,
I love Tokisha.
number 5 or number 4. You ate that up. You ate that up, boy. You know, you
Never
know?
heard of that one. Never heard of that one.
That's Cap.
I know what cap
That's
is.
Cap. What's
Yeah.
Cap?
Lie.
Like a lie.
Yeah,
That's
like a lie.
very
I
good.
heard
He
that one.
knows. He knows. All right.
What's lie? That's very good.
Somebody does?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Hey, put a sticker on the wall.
You get a star.
You get a star.
I love the star on the.
And you come home and you tell your parents,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I got a bit of star.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, hey, okay. What's up, gang? Bet. On God. On God. I know you've heard that one before. On my mama, nah. That's like our stuff. You know what I'm saying? What about this one? Riz.
What's that?
You're not aware what Riz is? Gallo.
What is it?
All right. So it's short for charisma.
Oh, wait, I
is
didn't even
it?
know
You didn't know
that.
that?
I didn't even
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
dog.
But what does it mean?
Riz. Like you
okay.
got Riz. Like
So like you got Riz, like
swag,
you got
basically.
swag. You could talk to the ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got charisma. Riz.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So
man,
use it in a
even I
sentence.
learned
Can I use it
something
in a
new.
sentence? Like,
Yeah, like Gus
oh, that
has
boy
no
got
Riz.
Riz.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Like I have
Yeah,
no Riz.
you have zero
Yeah,
Riz.
Gus has no
Zero.
Riz.
What? Yeah.
What if someone has like a lot of Riz? Is he
You
like
have a lot of Riz.
like he's the Rizzler? You know what I'm saying? No? Is it? All right.
Oh, your Air Monarchs are showing, dog. Your pants down. Okay. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, dog. In the cut with my twin.
What does that mean?
That's like a lot. That's too much. Like that's already 6 words.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In the
But
cut,
what does that mean?
Probably what I would assume
chilling
that
with
it
my boy?
means is like chilling with my boy, dog.
Okay.
With my
okay.
homie, dog.
In the
You know
cut
what I
with
mean?
my
Yeah.
twin. Okay.
Just vibe.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that we use
Yeah,
that one.
right.
Yeah, that's not
All right,
theirs.
on bro, gang, period.
Oh,
Like
what
it's like
Cardi
when
B says,
somebody's like,
period.
when somebody's trying to make like a point and it's
Yeah.
like period.
Oh,
You know,
God, my God, these are so cringe, dude.
big dog. What
Oh,
up,
Big
big
Dog?
dog?
Oh, no, come on.
What up, big dog?
That's
But
like-
like this is, you know what I
Some
mean?
of those we
They're-
use.
Yeah, exactly.
And was it because that particular teacher just had enough of them, or
Yeah,
what?
he probably because the thing is, this is a lot of it is Gen Z words, right? And I'm sure
Big
that
Dog is Gen Z.
well, no, not really, but he probably got it
Oh, they
confused
probably
because he's
used-
probably a boomer, right? So he's probably mixing like little millennial words as well. You know what I'm saying? And then the last one, there's some that I don't even know. Honestly, there's 2 of them that I'm like, I don't know, but whatever. The last one, it's giving.
What is that?
Do you know how to use that in a sentence?
It's giving. Like
Yeah.
it's giving.
Yeah. So you remember how you just said that awful joke?
Uh-huh.
I could say it's giving dad vibes.
What?
Like yeah,
Perfect
yeah.
use.
okay, but
Perfect.
right?
Right?
No, but
Yeah,
wait.
it's a perfect use.
So what?
10 points Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Nah, all right, hold on. It's giving. Like I'm going
It's
to give
giving.
you. In other words, like I'm giving you.
No.
this
Like
thing.
you're giving out a vibe, right? You
Okay.
don't. Okay, you're
So
giving
then why
out a
would you
vibe.
say it's giving a vibe of, that's how you could say it?
Yeah, it's giving like that. Like you said,
It's
a
giving
dad
a
joke.
dad vibe.
It's giving me dad joke vibes.
So why are you skipping it's a, or it's giving a?
No, because
dad,
that wouldn't make sense if you said it's giving a. Unless you say it's giving a dad vibe, but you don't say vibe, you say vibes.
So you skip the like, I don't know the English thing, but like basically the middle word. Basically. So like, let's say for instance, you're being a loser, be like, it's giving loser.
Yeah, it's giving loser. You don't even say vibes.
So you cut out the,
Yeah.
it's giving a loser vibe. So you cut out the other words.
giving
and
loser.
You just cut out the whatever it is, and you just give the verb of what you're doing.
Okay.
That's it.
Wow, that's
So
ridiculous.
good. Give us
Yeah.
one. Give
Okay.
us one.
So
give
like,
us one.
it's giving terrible podcaster. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? I mean, kind of,
It's
right?
giving terrible topic.
Yeah.
This guy's trying to say something without saying something.
Yeah. But is that how you use it?
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's
cool.
kind of how you use it.
Yeah.
dog.
No. I mean,
How do you like? How do you feel about that?
yeah. I mean, look, dog. That's the reality is, man. Look, bro. Like I've always said this, and I say this shit like straight up because I'm genuinely about this shit. And Gallo, my boy who's behind that, knows me for a very, very long time. And like I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy who was like, the newer generation sucks and like all this shit. And then somewhere down the lines, a long, long time ago, and Gallo could be the biggest one because he was about the new music that was coming out, And this is when we were young, dog. When like you can ask him, dog. Like it was so crazy. For a while, I didn't even like Dipset. Like I wasn't about it. I just wasn't about it. It was too
my
new for me,
God.
dog. Tell me.
Could you believe that, dog?
Tell me that's not true, dog. That was me. Like if it wasn't gutter,
Man, Dipset.
gross,
I'm not gonna get into
hip-hop,
that, but I get it. Okay. Go
I
ahead.
wasn't about it. And that was me for a long period of my time. That characterized my personality for such a long time. Like I was a purist, dog. I would walk around like, if it ain't Nas, if it ain't Illmatic, if it ain't, you know what I mean? Like I was that guy for a long period of time. How crazy is this? What I'm about to tell you is an actual true story. I denied the talent of Ludacris the first time I ever heard him. Yeah, that actually happened. I didn't like, the only people that I ever accepted as like real hip hop from the South was Outkast. If it wasn't Outkast, if it was, that's it. Outside of that, nobody else was raw. There can't be any other raw rappers from Atlanta. Like it just what it was. Until I just eventually got around to it. It took me a year of listening to Luda, and I realized that like the same example that I use every single time, bro. My dad, his father my grandfather listened to some old school shit. When the Beatles came out and they were this radical people with long hair and doing all this shit, people from his generation, from my grandfather's generation, called my father the like, oh, you guys are soft, dog. Like you guys are listening to like the Beatles. You guys are listening to this crazy shit. Like my grandfather's generation didn't listen to that. They listened to like old vallenato from Colombia and like all this shit. My mother, same thing. When she was growing up, she quite literally had to convince her parents to listen to the music that they would listen to. The Rolling Stones was crazy. The Beatles were crazy. All this shit. And every generation blames the younger generation for being soft and having softer music. So when I grew up, I realized that I was doing the exact same trend as everybody else. So I quickly said, you know what, dog? This isn't for me, dog. I have to be susceptible that hip hop is changing, that words are changing, that everything is changing. So as much as I hate on it, I'm also never gonna be, you know what? Nah, that's whack, dog. My generation did this shit. And like boom bap was what I listened to. That's my core of the music that I always will love. But if you throw in a little Yachty, let's get it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it. Lil Baby, let's get it now. I am a lot more susceptible to it if we had the same conversation 15 years ago.
Right.
And there's someone right here that can attest to my hating ass for many years.
We're gonna go over the 10 here because I like, what's happening here. My question is like, so to a certain extent, you still kind of are that way. Like, not to laugh at it again for the 100th time, but like, for example, the Burna Boy thing.
Yeah.
Or like, or like even like Sexy Red. Like Sexy Red is the most brand new thing. It's the most like Gen Z thing that we could like possibly.
Okay, can you just explain to me what that is? Is it a group? Is it a girl? Is it a
Sexy
guy?
Red is just a chick.
Oh, okay, she's a chick.
But she's like very inappropriate. Like one of her like first famous lines was, "My pussy pink, my booty hole brown."
Wow.
And like now you have fifth graders and sixth graders saying this stuff, right? But like when you think about it, we had Eminem in
Lil
fifth grade,
Kim.
you know
No,
what I'm
fuck
saying?
that. We had Lil Kim.
You know, things like
Lil Kim
exactly.
was
So she is
disgusting.
the new age Lil Kim. My question to you, and I had this argument actually yesterday with a friend of mine, is do you feel that the music gets worse, or do you stop understanding it at a certain point because it's no longer your era?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that you just have to accept it for what it is. I mean, it depends on let's say, for instance, you're going out there and like it's just a different era, and one isn't different than the other one. If I want to be a purist about hip hop, if she's singing hip hop, I don't know what she's doing. But say, for instance, she's doing hip hop. Is she a rapper?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So she's a rapper. Okay. Back then, when we were growing up, if my mother would have listened to Lil Kim, if she would have just heard one song with her and Biggie talking about like crazy shit of her like pistol whipping and like pussy popping and all this crazy shit, if she would have listened to that, my mother would never have done that. Right. But her era of being raunchy and being crazy was like Eva Perón talking about a love of a man. And that was like, oh my God, like, oh, she's a whore. You know? Yeah. Crazy stuff like that. You know what I mean? So every era has that person that pushes it, but it depends on how it's done. Lil Kim, obviously Biggie used to write her shit, but nevertheless, back then it had to be done grimy and like really push the envelope, but there was still lyricism behind it. So if you hear Lil Kim's raps, like I'll flow to them like they were like they were I was a guy. You know what I mean? And that's just it. Cardi B, even when she came out with all her beginning shit, was a flow that was just
it was a nice flow.
It was gangster, dog, and it was cool and it was a dope ass rhyme, and that's okay. Nowadays, if Sexy
evolved
Red
further now.
Yeah, if it's not about the rhyme and it's just now about what she's saying, then that's just it. That's just what's popping right now. Back then, you had to be lyrical. But now, maybe it's not about lyricism.
It's no longer that.
Yeah, maybe it's just about the message. Maybe it's about the feel. Maybe it's about how it makes young people feel like they're talking, that they don't have a voice being heard. Maybe it's them wanting to express their sexuality that's being like condensed. And now they're just like, yo, my booty hole brown, whatever the fuck.
Up?
Yeah, what's good?
What's up? It's brown.
And that's cool, dog. Like,
you
it took me a long time to understand that and to realize that I can't just call it whack because it doesn't have intricate lyricism.
Exactly.
It's just is what it is. Now, do I go looking for it and do I find it? No, bro. Like, I still listen to the same 35 fucking songs that I've been listening to for the past 25 years of my goddamn life. And that's okay. But I'm not opposed to it. And I don't want to be that guy who condemns it because, like, my dad condemned me and his dad condemned him.
I agree. I mean, that was my point as well. That was my point. It's I still believe our era had the best music, right? But at the end of the day, I can respect this new era for what it is because it was the same thing. It's the same vicious cycle. Yeah. You said it best. You don't have to condemn it, dog. Yeah. Topic number 3, what are we going to do?
Wait, before we go on to topic number 3, and I hate to do this, but I just wanted to talk to you because you had a very interesting point that quite literally had me thinking for so many weeks, bro. Like, I haven't stopped thinking about it. When we said, like, is good music still being made now? Yeah. And you said no. And I just wanted to say that, like, that is such a resonating point. I know that that's an old point that we've spoke about in another thing, but I can't get over that, man. And, like, I can't figure out why that affected me so much as it did. And I hate the fact that it's not being done now. I don't agree because I still think that there's still great music that's still being done now that is only appreciated in the very future. And there are a lot of people, you were like, no, because these young kids are asking for these old jams. And that was one of your biggest points. But I think that in 5 or 10 years, the new kids that are now, the millennials or the Gen Zs like 22, 23, the young kids that are 12 years old, that's nostalgic for their older brothers and stuff, they're gonna ask for the songs that are being played now because we played the old songs that are being played. Yeah, exactly. So when I was in 2006, even though I didn't want it, I still listened to Journey. I still listen to Bon Jovi. And the older parents, like our parents, will tell us, that's real music. Your music was shit. You know what I mean? So it took me a long time to digest what you said. I think partially of it is true, but I still think that even till this day, good music is still being made.
I don't disagree, but I just, the only reason why, and it's because for the first time in our lives, right, in history, right, as far as we know, technology has taken the lead over everything else, right? So we don't know. Yeah. Like, what I didn't mean if it came off that way, like, good music is being made. Timeless music is not being made. is what I think.
Yeah.
But only time will tell.
Yeah, exactly. All right, topic number 3.
Topic number 3.
Topic number 3. That is me, right?
you, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say something that honestly is one of those things where it's more funny and it more goes against what we're talking about. And I think it's not even that funny, but it comes because you are a direct recipient of what I'm about to say's greatest fear. And it just happened right now. Again, we're going to edit this podcast 3 days, so it's very, very relevant. It says FAA orders airlines to ground Boeing 737 MAX 9 after jet air mid-air incident where a window got ripped off the airplane 16,000 feet in the air. Now that right there is a fucking insane headline. But let me make sure why this is going to drive home to you. The very first time I met you for a very, very long time, you were scared shitless of flights. I'm not sure if you've gone over that fear, whatever it is, but you were quite literally the person who was so hell-bent on never traveling, only staying in Miami because the fear of flying crippled you, quite literally crippled you. And the very first conversations that we've ever had, what seems like 10 years now ago, was me telling you, brother, I remember this to this day. We were outside of T-Mobile and I told you, I was like, if I were to give you a course that'll make you go, like take away the fact that you're afraid of flying, would you be susceptible to it? And you said yes. That was the only reason that I ever thought, like, let me explain to you how flying works, how this whole process works. So to somebody whose fear of flying is probably up there with like a terrifying disease.
Yeah.
Like
it's a phobia.
It's a phobia, 1,000%. It's unreasonable.
Yeah.
And that we've flown together and that you've exuded insane amount of fear to someone who genuinely could give 3 flying fucks if the plane is rattling, so plain,
if
like fucking snakes on a plane. Yeah, dog, like I'm so chill about the whole situation. How does that make you feel? Because here's the thing, before you say something, you used to be the guy who whenever something would happen, say for instance, a gear landing would go down and Channel 7 would be like, dun, 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 breaking news. In the Miami airport. In the Miami airport, the landing gear doesn't go down the first time, but the second time it goes down and everybody's fine. And he'd be like, you see what I'm saying, dog? You see, dog? This is bullshit. That's why planes fall. That's why I'd rather drive to New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. So how does that make you feel that a window
time in my life
rips off midair?
Here's the thing, man, and here is why this one's probably gonna be boring, dog. Is because I got over the fear of flying. I read so much about it. I've traveled so much since then. I've probably 10 times the amount of times that I've traveled. Like at this point, I'm traveling in a couple weeks. I just traveled like less than a month ago. I'm on the plane. When it takes off, I'm chilling. Like turbulence, I'm chilling. Like it's different now. Like you haven't gone on a plane. The last time I think that I had real fear was the last time I was on a plane with you.
Yeah, but do you drink yourself out of the fear?
No, not. I don't. Like, no, honestly, I don't. The last couple of times I haven't. I think the last time was when I went on like, not to say that it wasn't that I haven't gone on vacations, but like the last time when I went to Mexico is when I drank on the plane. Right, and I drank before because it was like, we're going to Mexico and we're just like doing the tourists. We're going to drink Coronas and tequilas because, like the basic thing to do. You know what I mean? So like, no, it's not even the drinking anymore. It's because I have read so much. I've seen so many videos now and I get what you were trying to explain to me a long time ago. Now, with that said, if a piece of the plane flies off, yo me cago encima, dog. Yeah. Like, let's be serious, dog. Like, that's rough. A whole different ball game. And honestly, like, yo me cago encima. I wanted to ask you if you would finally be like, oh shit, all right. Like,
look,
this is it.
You can't predict what's gonna happen, and it's really cushy knowing that they've already landed, that everything was Gucci, that everything is good to go. But let me preface what I'm about to say by understanding that for the people that have been listening to this podcast, we had my boy Creep was the producer. Creep was the one that helped me. He's one of my best friends in the world, and he would have a company with me, and he is now a pilot. I am obsessed with aviation. That's what I love doing, dog. I fly, he flies, he's a professional flight, and he breaks down things even more so than I already know when I went to go get my PPL, which is my private pilot's license. He breaks things down even more to extent. This is what happens when this happens. This is what happens when this happens, whatever. Because I am such a logical person and I understand what happens if that were to happen, and I've been in a plane when I skydived at 13,000 feet, or I think it was like 12,000 feet. I know what it's like to be on a plane with windows open, and I understand the emergency of it. Basically, what happens is that though obviously outside of someone getting sucked out of the fucking window, right? Which is like
that can actually happen. I mean, that's
1,000%.
That doesn't mean
1,000%. The biggest fear or the biggest thing that you have to do is two. Number one, there's going to be a rapid decompression. At 16,000 feet, there's no oxygen. The oxygen masks are going to come out. So naturally, you're going to put the oxygen mask on, and then the plane is going to immediately begin to descend.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, there's going to be a lot of drag coming in from the window that's being there. So the pilot's going to have to like right rudder it to the back, and like the rudder is the thing that controls the yaw. So like how much
stall out like the
like
wind?
a drifting. No, like when you get up like a car, you see that it drifts.
No. I don't know. What I'm saying is the point to do that is to minimize.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of drag coming in on one side, so it's gonna push the plane this way. So he pushes the right rudder, and then there's like a little thing that goes like that. It goes the other way, and it just goes. It just corrects it.
Yeah.
So that's like the craziest thing that's gonna happen. So if I'm in that situation, I would like to hope and pray that my thing of like my judgment would be like, okay, this is fucking insane. Number one. Like you're looking outside.
You're able to recognize that.
Yeah, to the stars. This is a very unusual, extraordinary circumstances.
It's just unusual. No, it's extraordinary.
It's
to
extraordinary
to say the least.
Circumstances. You're in a major Boeing and the shit has come off. The fucking masks are on. So now you have a mask. All you can do is just hope that he is going to, because there's plenty of fuel. You're only 16 minutes into the flight.
Yeah.
Plenty of fuel. He's going to get down to 10,000 feet, circle around, call Mayday, Mayday. They're going to clear the airport.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to do circles, and you're going to go down. So,
Chifla.
regularly speaking, that is I know this sounds crazy, but pilots are going to understand me. This is a not that crazy situation. It's unusual.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary for sure. However, it's not that deadly. Say, for instance, there's a cabin leak at if that would have happened at 38,000 feet, 33,000 feet, you're fucked, right? Because people are getting sucked out of the plane at that point. Doesn't matter
with the.
I mean, yeah, even with the seatbelt, people are getting sucked out of the plane. Maybe not. Maybe not with the seatbelt. If you have a seatbelt, you're holding on.
Confirm that for me, because my fear is reactivated.
No, here's the thing. If you're at 33,000 feet, right, number one, and you're at that point, there is no one sitting on that window. But if someone's sitting in that window with no seatbelt, they're gone. They're gone.
Well, with no seatbelt, even at 16,000, they're gone.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, how many people are chilling in their seat?
That's the thing. I still stay safe, dog.
You put it on even though you're that guy. We still recommend you put your seatbelt on.
Yeah, I'm the guy that look around and I'll point at the. Hey, lights on.
Hey, lights on, brother.
Lights on, brother. Okay.
Nah, you see, I'm chilling. I'm chilling with no seatbelt on. You know what I mean? But if the Rizzler. So I don't have my seatbelt on. I'm chilling.
So so you have Riz.
Yeah,
I have no Riz.
Yeah.
Because I got my seatbelt on.
You know? So I don't have it on. You're getting sucked out at 35,000 feet. He has to now descend. Like
so you're getting sucked out.
Yeah, you're getting sucked out. If you're not getting sucked out, if you have your seatbelt on, cool, Gucci, you're good, right? But even then, the wind is a lot more intense at that age because you're going full speed, right? So now you're at cruising, you're going 550, 535, 565, whatever it is. You're that height. The air is so much thinner. The pressure is so much insane. The plane will begin to descend. Everybody's ears are popping. They're not descending at like a regular chilling rate where you're like, oh, just let me chew a little gum and like everything's gonna be great. No. Everything is like it's an emergency, Papo, and you have to find somewhere to land immediately, dog.
I guess
it's different.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good way to rationalize it, and I guess this is just for my own sake right now, because my fear is coming back. God damn it! Look at me, my voice is. I sound like the opposite of the Power Hour. You
sound like.
And today, anyways, topic number 4. But I think the way to rationalize it is the fact that if it was gonna happen, it was only gonna happen at like 6,000 feet, right?
It was at 16,000 feet.
Or whatever, 16,000 feet. Like,
Yeah.
you would have never gotten up that far if there was already an issue.
They don't know that, though. They don't know
Okay,
that.
go fuck yourself.
They don't.
All right, let me ask you something, dog.
Yeah.
Let's put you in another situation, though. Let's say you're on Southwest Airlines, and you're a guy that got the second free seat. Are you still being sucked?
Or you're that fat idiot. They don't even need a seatbelt, to be honest with you, dog. No, but here's the thing, though. Like, I've been in situations where they're sketchy as hell. Ask Gallo and I, dog. We flying from Medellin. And Medellin, if you leave out of Medellin, like, you're going over La Cordillera de los Andes, which is the Andes mountains.
You guys
bro.
have a lot of business in Medellin?
And lots of business. So much business. There's so much business.
Yeah.
Dog.
No, there's a lot of business.
Yeah, there's my crib is in there. And
that's true.
I stand on business out
yeah.
there.
Gus turns into the Rizzler.
And so, dog,
Nervous laugh. Oh, you guys are such ball busters. Anyways.
oh my god, dog. And so, like, when you leave Medellin, it's
I felt that,
rough,
that.
dog. It sometimes gets ugly.
Yeah.
And him and I have been on planes, like, dog, rough.
Didn't
dog.
you have a touch and go?
That was in Sydney.
Yeah, right
no, but
there.
that was okay because I
Cagada en
understand.
Cima. Yeah, no, but that's
yeah. No, they're rough, but outside of those rough situations, you know it's rough.
Yeah.
And again, I don't care, dog. Like, we're in the back. One time we were with Jerry, and like everything was breaking down. Like, it was just bah, 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 like the whole, everything's smacking the ground. But you know that the airplane could take it. You know it could take that and 3 times worse.
Yeah,
so like, if you can begin to, and I know it's tough because like everybody gets silent, everybody starts gripping like the front seat.
There's
you
a
know what I
one
mean?
lady praying.
I believe Gallo told me one time where like people got hurt. Like people's
And you
head
can get
hit
hurt, because if you don't have your
you don't have your
the
seatbelt
roof of the
on.
airplane.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it
Seatbelt
was
sign.
crazy. It was
You know?
crazy. Like, people had to get like, like the paramedics came on, like, hey, are you okay?
Yeah,
like when they landed, type of shit. But if you're just, if you're cognizant of the logic, it just boils down to like, do you just have a phobia? And it doesn't matter at that point, rationalization. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're just so fearful of it that you can't rationalize it. Like, that one time that we went to Colorado and you were like deathly afraid, sweating, dog. You know what I mean? And I'm
My
like,
hands,
I'm about
dog,
to fall
palms
asleep.
sweaty, dog.
Yeah,
Knees
yeah,
weak,
yeah.
arms.
Yeah, mom spaghetti, dog.
Vomit on the sweater already, dog.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where there's no rationality to it.
There is. But that's why it's so funny because normally when I would see those things before, I'd be like, you see? But now it's like, all right, like even if that happened, like, it would be extraordinary and I would be cagado encima a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wouldn't be like before. Like, if that happened to us on that trip to Colorado,
bro, here's the thing. Here's
dog.
legit what the pilots thought. Yes, of course, it's a crazy situation. What happens is their light goes off and it says rapid decompression. In other words, the cabin has no compression anymore. It goes ding, 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 ding. So they know they got to get down. Then they realize it's going to say door open, door open. They're going to have a flashing. And I'm not a pilot, but I'm just assuming that the other thing. You're going to have a flash. There's somebody that's saying, hey, there's a door open. And they're like, oh, hold on. There's a door open. Como que there's a door open, dog? More so, outside of the door opening, they know that they have to, this thing called like, navigate, aviate, and communicate or something like that. Like, so someone's gonna correct me. Yeah, they're gonna descend the plane immediately, but they ultimately their gas mask, their air oxygen masks are gonna come out. They're gonna put their oxygen mask, and they're just in go mode, dog. They know they have to descend the plane. Once they have the plane at 10,000 feet, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The wind that's coming in, it's gonna be a little chilly for everybody, but hey, we're saving
We're gonna
lives.
be all right,
Everybody's
dog.
gonna be all right. But in the back, you don't know what's going on. So everybody's fucking crazy. Like. All this shit's going down, but the pilots are probably cool, calm, and collective, and that's just the reality of it.
No, and I'll leave it with this, dog. Shout out to the people on that plane because if you saw that video, everybody was chilling, dog. I'm sure they were nervous, but they knew to like, all right, I'm gonna just post up.
It's not that, man. Like when you do that fight or flight, And in that particular place, in that particular time, your body, like there's some people that go through extreme circumstances like that, and they're very nervous or whatever. And when they were getting robbed or when they were getting something, everybody was just cool. They're just cool. Like, all right, dog, like, all right, you want this thing? Boom. And then they afterwards they break down and they have these crazy like crying. Oh my God, I almost died. But in the situation that they were in, they were cool, calm.
They just lock in.
Fight or flight. In that particular place, you know that you can't fly away. You can't just walk away from the situation. So what do? You just fight it. You just fight it by sitting down. Yeah. Cool. I'm not gonna die. Everything's gonna be all right. This plane's gonna fly. And everything happened perfectly the way it was supposed to be. So shout out to those motherfucking planes, those pilots. They did their damn thing. All right, topic number 4. Sorry, we got out of hand with that one, dog. But it was a good one. It was a good one. All right.
Oh, you're not doing your job either, dog.
I mean,
I'm telling you, wrap it up.
Oh, this guy gives me one signal. He goes one signal. Hey, wrap it up.
The bare minimum.
Yeah, I mean, the super bare minimum.
Topic number 4, Eric Spoelstra, who was the coach of the Miami Heat.
I was going to do that. Okay, never mind.
Who cares?
Yeah,
like, Eric Spoelstra, the coach of the Miami Heat, 8-year deal, 120 mil. Well-deserved, first of all.
Well-deserved. Coach of the year.
Never won coach of the year.
No. In our book, he's won it 8 years in a row.
Yeah, literally
8
every
years in a row. Another clap for a Miami coach of the year.
8-time coach of the year, Eric Spoelstra, dog.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
He's the best coach in the league. Fuck Popovich, honestly. He hasn't been relevant in 5 fucking years. I'm going to say it. I don't give a shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking a step further. He just got the craziest kind of player ever. And you know how many games he's won? 6.
Come on, bro. That guy was in, bro. It was in Miami, dog. That's culture. Papa would be doing 360s. He would be doing the dunk contest. First time All-Star.
He would be doing all the contests. He'd be doing 3-point. He'd be doing the assist one.
Don't get me started on that.
Dunk contest.
People just regurgitate the same bullshit that they've been hearing. Oh, Popovich is the number one coach. Steve Kerr's the number one coach.
Kidding me, dog?
Bro.
MJ punched you in the face,
Papa punched you in your face, dog. Come on,
you're never gonna be the best coach, no matter what happens.
That's like Ty Lue. You're a coach. Kobe stepped on top of you, dog.
Iverson
put his nuts on your fucking face,
like,
dog.
come on, dog. Like, imagine Ty Lue comes up to you and is like, "Oh, you're gonna do 25 suicides," and you pull up on your phone. Oh, you're the guy. You are telling me you do suicides. You do suicides. Yeah, stupid ass. Eric Spoelstra, coach of the year, 8 times running.
Coach of the year. One more clap for Eric Spoelstra.
But here's a little detail.
Tell me.
Here's a little detail.
I love it. I'm like a little kid in
Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
I want to hear the story. Why?
You ever seen Eddie Murphy Delirious? Ice cream.
I got some ice cream.
Tell me the story. Don't tell me. I never heard it. I'm like Angela in the office.
I've been in Australia. I don't know.
When the fight went down, what did Dwight do? Tell me.
This contract comes on the heels.
City boy.
Of the finalization. That's not a word, but I don't care. Of Spoelstra's divorce, dog. So here's what happened. Pat Riley calls Eric Spoelstra into his office and says, "Here, I'm going to make you the highest paid coach of all time because you're 8 times coach of the year." And Spoelstra says, "Yeah, I'm going through a divorce, dog." And he's like, "Wait a minute. When does it end? When do you finalize?" "Oh, January XYZ. So what we'll do is," Pat Riley says, this is exactly what happened. I'm not even guessing. Verbatim. He said, "When it's finalized, here's your contract, and you can come back and sign it, dog."
That's culture.
And that's culture, dog.
That's culture, dog.
You see this picture right here, dog? That is what happened in there. This is Spoelstra, and this is Nikki.
I want to run through a wall.
Spoelstra, Nikki. You understand what I'm saying? That's culture. What Spo and Riley did, dog, is a masterclass in culture. That's
City boy.
That's like if you wrap up Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, Dwayne Wade, Udonis Haslem, the greatest Heat player of all time, Keith Askins, Anthony Carter,
Ron Rothstein.
Ron Roth.
Throw Ron.
What about
Thunder Dan?
Dan
Marley,
no,
dog.
Ron Cope.
Oh.
R.I.P. Cuz.
R.I.P. Cuz for real.
17-time physician of the year.
Damn it, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
You get
Ron
Jar
Cope.
and Levine.
You know what I'm saying, dog?
Yeah, absolutely.
Carnival.
Yeah.
All of it. Mickey. Nick,
Yeah.
Andy Ellisberg.
Yeah.
You fit him in
Andy,
there.
dog.
In that mix.
Yeah. What was Mick Harrison's Eddie Harrison?
Nick.
No.
Mickey's son?
Yeah.
Nick.
No. His father. What was his father's name?
I don't know. What was
his father's name? Was Eddie Harrison.
it
Can
up.
we get a spot check on
Eddie?
that?
Eddie.
Yeah. Eddie Harrison.
Everybody.
Ed Harrison.
All in one. If there was ever,
who's the original owner of the Heat,
when
by the way.
my daughter turns 15.
Ted Harrison, not
Har-
Ed. Ted.
No, he wasn't the original owner.
Yeah, he bought the Heat.
No
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. He bought the Heat back in
No,
'88.
really?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it
No,
was
I don't
him.
believe that.
Yeah, it was his father. Of course, he's the original owner of the Carnival Cruise Line. Yeah,
Fucking stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking sue me,
Carnival,
dog.
1970.
yeah, of
Okay,
course. yeah.
Carnival.
No. But he bought the Miami Heat.
Who was the
yeah.
first Heat owner?
First Heat owner. A spot check right now. It's
Yeah,
not his
dog.
son. It's not his son. It was the
When
father.
my daughter turns 15,
1000%.
and she's of age enough to understand what exactly it is that Heat culture is, right? Because you don't just learn that, right? You have to live it, right? I'm gonna point to Eric Spoelstra's contract and when it was signed, and why it was signed when it was signed.
Yo, that's a power play.
That's
Outside of it being
power
the Heat.
Play,
That's a
dog.
power
But
play,
the
and I
thing
want
is
you
that,
to-
no, but that's literally Heat culture. That doesn't happen anywhere else.
That's crazy.
But in the Miami Heat organization, dog, one for all for one, dog.
Did you figure it out? It was Ted. Mickey's the original owner
Of forever.
forever.
Since
Oh, okay.
88.
Since 88. Oh, nice,
no
nice.
shit.
Yeah, dope.
No
but
shit.
But here's the thing, man, and here's what and this isn't to sound like, because the part of it that sucks, right? And I get it, because it's a whole generation, and by generation I mean, you know, of the modern civilization. It's been 10,000 years since like Mesopotamia and all this shit. Men have dominated women, and I get it, right? Cool, awesome. We deserve a little bit of like, yo, go fuck yourself. Men are shit. Like,
Yeah, I
like
get it,
women,
I
like
get it.
whatever. Okay, cool, awesome. Got it. No, like seriously, we deserve a lot of it, right? Because men ain't shit, and and there's still
I get
cultures
it.
to this day that like suppress women. And I'm not trying to be this, you know, women like hater.
Yeah,
It's
of
not. That's
course.
not what I'm going with
Right.
this. But to a certain extent, there are a lot of women in today's culture in that now exists from the past 20 to 25 years, where attach themselves to a power figure to ultimately, you know, take their money, steal whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying that's the situation that happened with.
It's giving vibe.
No,
it's giving
yeah,
that.
it's giving.
It's giving gold digger.
It's giving patriarchy. You see what I'm saying? I
There
can
you
pick
go.
up on it,
You
dog. I
got
got
it,
you,
dog.
dog. It's
You
good.
got it, dog.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. So,
you just ripped another hole in your jeans, Papo. You know what I'm saying? You
it's
got
getting
younger.
homeless. So what I'm saying is, like, sometimes you hear about it so many times. Like, for instance, Jeff Bezos' wife, who walks away with a solid like $80 billion or whatever it
Didn't
is.
she stand by him through the
Who
battle with him?
cares? Whatever. She wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Dog? Like, come on, my boy. Like, let's go, dog. Let's
She
do
wasn't
it.
at her flipping books, cuz. You know what I'm
dog.
saying?
You know, so like all these L's that we take, dog, it's so nice to see a stand-up dude like my boy, Eric Spo, finally taking a dub for all us. All of it, dog. Because at the end of the day, that boy puts in work, dog.
Eight-time coach of the year.
8-time 305 coach of the
doesn't
year.
happen.
Video assistant.
Video, dog, assist. Papo,
Ben's
you
gonna put
are
the picture.
bottom of the barrel loser scum of the organization, dog. You might as well be a Heat dancer, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the guys that like throws cannon,
ironically.
t-shirts in the crowd. You're a loser, bro. You're a tremendo loser. You started off.
Boy, one of my
you're-
boys is a t-shirt tosser.
Whatever.
dog.
So is mine. So is
Take it
mine.
easy.
Actually, one of my best friends, Abe.
Yeah.
Shout out to Abe in the crowd of the Miami Heat. Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a t-shirt
Yeah, one of
tosser
my
for
boys is
sure.
a t-shirt tosser.
However, it's he probably started off with a salary of 17,000,
Yeah.
12,000 back
Nah,
then.
you tossing t-shirts?
Yeah, no, yeah, like back in '95, like he.
Video coordinator.
Yeah, Spolstra.
Oh,
yeah, like
Spoelstra.
he's
I was
like
tossing t-shirts.
No,
Sign me up, dog. Wait a minute, dog. You're gonna see me in the next game against the T-Wolves.
Who's ready for a t-shirt? You.
Hey,
show me a crowd. Show me. No. This side.
Get the bag, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm God.
My pussy big. My booty hole brown. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, that shit goes down. So if he started off on the bottom, you worked your way to the top, you got to the top, and here you were at the cusp of making $120 million contract, which is the highest paid coach of all time. Well-deserved. 8-time coach of the year here in the another high five, dog. And you're about to get paid that, and they're about to strip you of that. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's 120 million."
Half of that's mine.
Nah. That's 60 mil for you, dog.
No.
Because I'm your girl, and maybe she deserved it. She didn't, the bitch.
She did.
and here he goes. And the Arison family was like, "Nah, City Boys up, my boy. City Boys up, cuz." You're done with it?
You know what I'm saying?
Now we're going to sign it.
Okay, it's done?
Yeah.
Bro, that contract's been written up for 7 months already, dog.
Dude.
It's
Here's the
been
thing.
there.
Here's the thing. Like, when Spo, because this offseason, they
Yeah.
asked him plenty of times, what do you think about the thing? We're in the works. You know, Spo, like, it's a humble, cool dude. In the back.
I don't worry about that.
Yeah,
you know?
in the back, all he wanted to say was City Boys
City
up,
Boys
dog. Because that's what's going on. He knew. That was 1,000% premeditated. He knew about it months ago.
dog.
They told him, hey, dog, hey,
Tranqui, cuz.
tranquilo, papo.
Tranqui, cuz
You're
we're
not going
culture
anywhere.
here,
How old
dog.
is he? How old is Spo? 46?
He's 53, I believe.
He's already in his 50s?
He's 53.
Okay. So
I wanna say he's
Spo-
53.
Okay, so Spo is in his 50s. That means that a relevant coach. How old is Pop? Pop is like what, 77?
Pop is looking
Okay,
rough.
yeah, Pop is looking.
oh.
He looks ugly.
Yeah,
he looks
he's
ugly.
ugly looking.
Yeah.
It's
But let's
awful
say
to
he
look
gets
74.
Oh,
Pop is
my
74.
God.
He looks
Spo-
every
that
bit
mean-
of 74.
Yeah, he looks a little bit beyond
Yeah,
74.
beyond 74,
Because my old
yeah.
man is 68, and my old man is 608,
Spo is 53.
53. Okay, so dude. That means even if he gets the Spo, he gets the Pop, which Pop aged horrendously
Horrifically.
after his
And it
wife
happened
died.
from like one day to the
Yeah,
next,
because his
dog.
wife, his
Is
wife
that what
died.
it was?
Yeah, his wife died, and it was tragic, and he hasn't been the same.
That's how I am. Every
Yeah,
day that I'm
yeah.
not with my girl, I age a little bit more, dog. Babe, I love you.
And
Power love hour.
City
On
Boys
God,
are actually not
on
up.
God, on
City
God, I
Boys
don't
can
know.
take a vacation. And so, like, we have a solid. Let's be conservative about it. We have a solid. He's 53. He's gonna coach. Let's say he retires at 73. Okay, cool. You know Asians don't crack, right? Let's be real. Let's
That's
give it a
a
buck.
fact, dog.
Let's
Yeah,
give it a
let's
buck.
give it a
And
buck.
he's skinny, super healthy, whatever.
Yeah,
He's
dog.
gonna last.
Oh,
But
yeah,
let's say
dude.
we got a solid 20 years. It's 2024. That means in 2044,
He's gonna be the
ese
most
tipo's gonna
winningest coach
retire.
of all time.
How $120 million is, we should have paid him more.
We should have paid him more,
Because
honestly.
it's not even like you're gonna be like, oh, well, next year he did it for the money and now he's gonna start to slack. Nah, papa. That's 8 years in a motherfucking row. Can we get another clap for
By
that?
the time that contract is over, he's gonna be 16-time coach of the year.
1,000%. Guys, that's a first ballot
dog.
Hall of Fame.
And I don't
Unheard
even like
of.
this, dog. And I don't want.
Give me
an
the closing
explanation.
argument, sir.
I don't want an explanation. I don't want nothing. I just want an answer, and it's a simple yes or no. Does Nikki marry him as a video coordinator? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Topic number 5, dog. Topic number 5.
Damn,
Hey,
Topic
shout
number
out
5.
to
Hit me with
Nikki
it.
too, though,
Yeah,
dog.
shout
you know
out,
what I mean,
man.
dog?
Shout
Like,
out.
whatever,
Hell yeah.
dog. Like, you got your back too, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
super
Like,
got
go
her
ahead,
back.
Dog.
What the
Go
fuck?
ahead, dog. You know what I mean?
1,000%.
Go
Go,
get
you
it.
got topic number
On
5,
God.
you dumbass. On God, the Rizzler. Hit me with topic number 5,
Topic
dumbass.
number
You
5.
have
Do
it.
you believe in aliens, dog?
No,
It's
okay.
the first thing that I told you.
No,
dog.
but read the story about the aliens in Miami.
There is no story. I am the story, dog. Like, we saw this. You weren't here.
Yeah, I know,
to
but that's
live
what I'm
it.
saying. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so here's what happened. Yes, do you believe in aliens? It was supposed to be a segue. We were supposed to be clever about this.
Oh, right.
Yes, dog. But I don't want to know, dog. Gallo, I'm sorry, dog.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
He's
that's
supposed to be the one leading the way, dog.
But I didn't know about the topic. I didn't know about it. Here's the thing. Here's the only reason I know about it is because my boy who lives in London was like, oh, I'm trying to go out to London. I'm trying to go out to Miami this summer. Like, what's
there's
good?
aliens.
Like, well, let's chill. And he's like, you guys have aliens in your like malls. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I've been in Miami. Like, I've been in Australia for the past 3 weeks. I'm sitting there like, dog, what are you saying, dog? And then I go online and then I see like some idiot like walking around like Biscayne. And they're like, oh, he's an alien. There's not all these cops, but they don't
here's
know
the
that
thing,
how
all right.
Miami is.
So let's go
Like
back.
somebody
That's fine.
somebody pulls someone
Right.
over in Miami, and 16 cops pull up.
No, this was different.
It's a bunch of cops that pulled up to Bayside because it was a brawl, and they don't want to be on the news and the laughing stock of Miami. Oh no, hold on, dog! That there's aliens. Here we go. Me justifying exactly what I was talking about. There it is. No, but like, come on, that's ridiculous.
Okay,
You're talking about in the life of fucking HD cameras, not one person captures them in HD.
Dog. I
My
understand.
boy,
Okay, let's say
come
the
on,
story.
dog.
Let's say the story because not everybody knows the story. Okay. So here's what happens, dog. And there's a lot of little peculiar little facts about this. Okay. All of a sudden in Key Biscayne, the entire city of Miami, this is not an exaggeration. Every single squad car available pulls up to Biscayne. Just simple yes or no. Have you ever seen that before?
Yes.
Every single squad
Yes.
car. Okay, we'll get to that. Cool. I've never seen it.
You have seen it.
I've never seen it that every single squad car shows up somewhere. No,
Yes.
maybe in the 80s back
it
in
wasn't.
the cocaine.
It wasn't
time.
every
It
single-
literally was. They literally came out and they said when they said the whole thing about like it wasn't aliens, whatever. We did call in whatever the code was, the code word was, which he said calls every single squad car in the city of Miami over, right? The story goes that it was kids, juveniles, causing ruckus. Some were looting, some were throwing fireworks, so it sounded like shooting, so people were calling in a shooting and all this stuff. In Parkland, I didn't see every single cop car go over there. In fact, that's another story. They didn't even go in, let alone have every single squad car. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. That's one. Again, I'm not saying there was aliens. You know?
No, you're kind of implying it.
I'm saying why people would even think this.
Sure.
Right? I'm saying why people would even think this. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So that's one thing off rip. And then after that, that story disappeared. For like 2 days. And all of a sudden, 2 days later, que di que there was aliens. Now, we know aliens exist. So, again, playing devil's advocate, I understand that the likelihood of it actually being aliens isn't... Where are you going with this one?
Yeah, dog.
I understand, dog.
I'm being
but again,
patient, but like I'm about to lose my shit.
Playing devil's advocate, dog.
Sure.
Why did this happen in this way for just juveniles that were looting and shooting fireworks, dog? Yeah. Why? Again, I'm not saying it was aliens, but
Yeah.
it couldn't have been just that, is what I'm saying. It could have been something else. It could have been a terrorist. I don't know, dog. It could have been something deeper, right? That's what I'm saying. Not necessarily aliens. Obviously, the first thing people are gonna do is like say the most outrageous shit.
No, but I heard that from like some people that they had like some muddy images.
Yeah,
of some
it was
dude
like from the
walking
helicopter.
around.
It was from a helicopter, and it was like this, like it looked. You couldn't tell. You know what I'm saying? But again, same thing. Here with cell phones, with all of this, con todo el chusmerío que hay en Miami, dog. There wasn't not a single video of any of this. They also said, and I didn't know this until after the fact, they also said that the lights in the area were out for what, like 3-4 hours, Gallo?
Yeah. Okay.
So why does all of this happen for 20 kids, you know, doing what we did back in the day?
I mean, look, I can't.
I mean, I never looted, but
I'm gone.
I'm God.
Here's the thing. I don't know why that happened, right? I can't tell you for definitively if it was
Okay, so
some
then it
sort
was
of
aliens.
No. But they would have had some sort of like footage. If it was this alien that was walking around Biscayne Bay, like the footage that they have is just a ridiculous thing. Like I can only attest it to one thing, like especially Miami. Like if you have a certain situation that's escalating out of control, whether you think that it's correct or not, whatever the fuck it is happening, if you're a cop and you happen to call that code that happens to bring everybody come to, yo, this is happening right here and there's a crazy brawl and something like that, I would lead it more to just maybe a slight overreaction
Like an
of what just
overzealous
happened.
officer.
Right. Who the hell called in for that thing? Who was the one that I don't know, man. But I can genuinely say that, like, okay, you know, was it a weird situation? Maybe they're covering something up that wasn't necessarily, like, maybe they messed up and they didn't know. Maybe it was something that happened. Maybe it was like a terrorist attack that we didn't know about.
Which is also what people were saying.
And like maybe they try to cover it up to something like that. But like the reality is that Miami police, especially Miami-Dade Police Department, which is in downtown, those are the people who cover it, have been under scrutiny for quite some time for all the fights that go down in South Beach whenever it's Memorial Day.
But that's
whenever,
a whole different other.
Regardless of what it is, they like. I think it's a matter of like, do you want to be the embarrassment of the country? Like, do you want to be on the headlines for like fumbling this shooting that was happening? Maybe someone called in and they're like, "Yo, there's rumors of an active shooter that are happening right now in the mall." Which is if you're in Bayside is a very, very highly touristic city.
Yep.
So if you call in and they're like, "Yo, there's an active shooter," we don't know, bro, and that is the part that separates how I think as to somebody else. Like, for instance, I saw a really interesting way of breaking down UFOs. Like, so UFOs to a certain person, and this is the way the train of thought is, as opposed to the train of thought of a logical person. They tell someone who constantly believes in conspiracy theories, who constantly believes in like that the government is trying to fuck us, like this whole 9 yards, right? And they give them this thing, hey man, we saw these lights, and then they turned away and they went like that, but they're inexplicable. They don't know how it happened, right? And you tell this to this person, this type of stereotype person who thinks this way, and they're like, oh, well, that has to be that, right? Because their mind works that if they don't know what it is, they're going to make a connection that even though it doesn't make any logical sense, they're going to fill in the gap and it says, this has to be this way. Right. But yet you talk to the other person who thinks of things just logically based on what the actual facts are, and they quickly say, hey, listen, I don't have all the facts. I just don't know. And that's okay not to know. It doesn't mean like the argument for a lot of people who just conspiracy theory type of thinking. They're like, oh, well, it has to be that. Yeah. Why would they do this? And why would they do that? And that's the common argument that you get from people that have that kind of train of thought. But the way that you have to look at it is you just don't know. Yeah, it could have been a motherfucking alien, dog. Okay, great, dog. Like, where's the footage? Where's the footage of the curse? Could it be that a random person called in and said, hey, listen, there's an active shooter. There's kids that are fighting. One of the kids I saw has a gun. Now these kids are going to shoot each other. You don't know what's happening. And this call gets out to all these all these police officers. The police officers rush. I don't know what it was. And I'm okay with not knowing what it was. But what I won't do is assume that it's motherfucking aliens in Bayside. Because if the aliens had anywhere to go, I doubt they're going to be in Bayside in Miami.
There's a vibe out there.
Nah, what are they going to go down there to fucking Hooters and be like, oh, yeah, let me get a,
No, they're going to go take a picture with a parrot.
Yeah, let me go get it. Like, you know what I'm saying, all the places in the world, Bayside is probably the last place they're going to land.
I honestly think.
Oh, no. But hold on. The alien went down. They caught him down Biscayne. Chilling, DK rolling out, congratulating Spo for his contract. And then all of a sudden he just zaps away. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's City
Come
Boys,
on, just
dog.
like City Boys.
So you said that there's always going to be two people, dog. There's going to be the logical one and the conspiracy theorist, dog, right? So that's basically the VVS podcast. So here I am. It was aliens, dog. Now, honestly, though, it's so boring to think the way you do, dog. You know what I mean? And you know what? Sometimes life can be boring, dog, but I'm not going to be boring. Yeah. And here's what it makes me think about, right? Like, it's not aliens. I understand also it's not aliens before Gallo sends me another mean text tomorrow. You know? It's not aliens, dog. I understand.
Because that's happening.
We're going to...
1,000%.
We should do like
your aliens take was really
Let me tell you something. Thank God Gus was there. Sucking on Gus's dick. You know what I'm saying?
I can't believe you didn't fucking... You said it was aliens. Because he railed you for the P. Diddy take 3 weeks ago.
I got upset. It upset me, honestly. We got into a thing.
You riled him up just it's so good. He's like, you cuck loser.
When you start saying
when I said that, I was like, oh, Velo's pissed. 1,000%. Rile him up, dog. And I love it.
I think about it. Like, I mean, if it was ever aliens, we'll just never know because it's always going to be covered up, dog. Yeah. It's always, so we'll never actually know.
We'll never know.
Like, so it could have been aliens.
Okay. Well, maybe it is aliens. Comment down below. Who cares? Anyway, that about does it for another VVS podcast, guys. If you guys have any topics, we are now live editing this thing 48 hours before it airs. So all the topics are going to be relevant. All the topics are going to be good. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you tuned into this whole thing, I mean, God bless you for understanding this for a whole 48 hours. Once again, it's my boy DJ Mello. How can they follow you on social media?
At
Hit me
Mello
with
the
it.
DJ.
And you guys are probably already following me on social media. It's Gus Villa Jewelry.
You also have your other Instagram.
Oh,
At-
the VVS podcast.
there's
VVS.
at the VVS podcast. Yes, we'll have
all the
shorts on there.
Yeah,
the
we'll
whole
have
thing.
shorts. It'll be funny. There'll be a bunch of shit.
Your private page at the Rizzler. At the Rizzler 305.
We'll catch you guys in the next podcast. See you next time.